How did you spend your teen years? I was 15 when I started living a double life. I grew up as a gifted child. I got perfect grades in school without even trying, quickly caught on to social cues, and had somewhat of a photographic memory. But when I got to 10th grade, my luck ran short. I didn't understand what was going on in my classes, and for the first time ever, I was forced to study. Except I didn't know how to operate the world when I didn't understand things straight away, meaning I was left behind. My GPA fell from a 4.2 to a 2.8. Nothing terrible, but still enough to send me into a spiral. And the whole time, I hid it from my parents, because they're Asian. So to them, anything less than perfect is utterly disappointing, and also a reason to wail on me. But keeping it a secret was actually pretty easy, because they never once fact-checked my report cards or test results. So when college application season came around, I told them I had only applied to Ivy League schools, which was actually true. I simply left out the part where I knew I wasn't going to get accepted, and that I was basically doomed to be a bum for the rest of my life. Back then, all I wanted was for my parents to love me, to not disown me. So I did what I had to do. When college acceptances came around, I forged a Harvard acceptance letter and plastered my name onto it. "We always knew you could do it," my mom said. My dad gave me the first hug I had ever received from him, and instead of finally admitting to being a fraud, I elongated a double life. When it was time to move into dorms, I used their rent money to get an apartment beside the university, because they had my location on their phone. I even lied about getting a full scholarship, because my grades were just that good. I remember working my third 12-hour shift in the 7-Eleven beside Harvard, when I started receiving texts from family members that I didn't even know I had. They all told me what an amazing role model I was to their kids. One of them framed a photo of me in their living room for academic good luck. It was all the love I had ever craved given in one fell swoop. Part of me even smiled at my phone. It was like I was actually believing my own delusion. Until November, when Thanksgiving rolled around. My parents texted me that they were coming for a surprise visit to see my dorm and meet my friends. My head immediately started spinning with possibility, and I planned on doing everything but cave. So I downloaded Hinge and started asking every guy I matched with if I could host a Thanksgiving meal in their dorm in exchange for a good time. Unfortunately, none of them took me up on my offer, so I did the unthinkable. I drove home. I figured it would be best to break the news in person, that maybe it would help to somehow lessen the blow. But as soon as they opened the door, tears came to my eyes, because they were literally draped head to toe in Harvard merchandise. And when I went inside, I saw the couch had a Harvard custom-made blanket, along with Harvard pillows, and the table even had a Harvard tablecloth. I stood there speechless, and that's when my dad gave me a hug again, but I couldn't take it anymore. I'm not in Harvard, I didn't get into any university. I opened the Notes app on my phone and showed them the list of lies I had written out, the ones I had spent years trying to upkeep. My dad peeled himself off of me. My mom's face turned green. Next thing I knew, my dad's hand met my face. It was so hard I fell to the Harvard-themed floor. I'm sorry, I repeated while rocking back and forth. My mom threw my phone at my head. Back then, I really thought I deserved the treatment they gave me. That night, I drove back to my apartment. Obviously, they had pulled out on the rent, which meant I only had a week before I'd get booted out. Long story short, I ended up moving back to my local area and couch surfing. My entire family had blocked me, including my siblings. I got a new job, and a year later, I saved up enough to attend a community college. Life wasn't perfect by any means, but I finally made some friends who had become more like family than any relatives I ever had. We were all celebrating my birthday in the apartment I had finally gotten when I heard a knock on the door. I thought it was a friend arriving late, but it was my mother, with a black eye and her arms covered in bruises. "Your father did this," she whispered, before beginning to cry. I walked her to my car and told her to wait until I got my friends to leave. The rest of the full story is on my channel and